Good morning, everybody. Welcome to BART graduation, celebrating the class of 2020. Thank you, Kylie and Miss Maza, for the slideshow that you just saw. I'm Erin Hadaway. I'm the assistant principal here at BART, and we're going to get started. We have a lot of exciting events planned, a mix of live and pre-recorded events in the ceremony. I saw a lot of faces as we practiced yesterday, and I know that this is not the graduation that we all had in mind, but I hope you can see today in our efforts our love and our support of you in this special time. And please know that we are determined to celebrate in person as soon as we possibly can. Now, let's welcome the seniors who are entering our virtual space.
One, two.
Hello, students. Yes, hello, students joining us in the digital grid. They are all here live. This is so exciting. This momentous occasion is being orchestrated by Miss Mazzelli and Miss Stack. They have given me a note to ask you all to please bear with us. We hope you enjoy this new interpretation of this ceremony. And again, look forward to the time when we're getting together in person. We will have a program available on the BART website. So we will make that available to you. But for now, I'm your program. So I'll tell you what's coming up next. And right now we are headed into the Star Spangled Banner, sung by our own Gwendolyn Farnsworth, with a video made by Miss Stack, who hopes it is not too cheesy.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave
Thank you so much, Gwen, for your beautiful work and for always being willing to share your talents with our community. And Miss Stack, I thought the slideshow was beautiful. I loved it. Headed up next, we have some remarks from Dr. Jay White, who is our executive director.
Ladies and gentlemen, students, parents and other family members, teachers and staff members, trustees, our local politicians and civic leaders, and friends of the school, I welcome you to the 2020 graduation exercise for Berkshire Arts and Technology Charter Public School. The age in which we find ourselves is historic. Even though history is a steady, uninterruptible accumulation of activities and events and happenings, be they tiny and contained in one person's life, or titanic and affecting an entire civilization, history is occasionally punctuated by an event that touches all humans. Now is one of those events. Now is one of those times that contains and holds us all. And now, in the midst of that, we at BART are readying to release into the world a new generation of thinkers and protectors and leaders. And to our graduates now, our 2020 graduates, you are those individuals, and we're here today to celebrate you. I know that in a sense today feels like one of ending, but ever the optimist, and I ask you to join me in this, I see today not as an ending, but as a beginning. One where we reflect only a little, but we stare firmly and confidently into the future. We're here today to celebrate you, our graduating seniors. We're here to bask in your promise, and we're here to begin to imagine with you the world that you're going to build. Oh, the world itself, the planet, it already exists. Continents roam and oceans churn and the atmosphere push and pulls breezes and breaths. Boundaries are in place, some porous, some mere lines of rivers or mountain ranges, and cultures too are in place. But seniors, seeing all of this and how borders and cultures can be seemingly swept over by something like a virus, I ask you not to be daunted. Now is the time for you to be strong, to be steadfast, and to be gritty in the ways that we've seen you practicing at BART. Your view of history and the whole earth is different from all of the rest of us. It's a view that will give you insight and emotion into how you push those boundaries, how you influence and change those cultures, and how you make the world one that you think we need. Your vantage as you sight the world is one that may give you anxiety, one that may soon make you miss the surety and the demands and the love that you feel here at BART. But take that view of the world that you want. Turn that anxiety and fear that you're feeling right now and use them to harness your imagination, fashioning the world that you know we need. Seniors, for these last years, you've made BART your waking home. By way of classes and assignments, by performances and projects and field trips, by walks along the rail trail, by essays read and written, by art created and mathematics discovered. You've grown, matured, and refined yourselves. You even began the year by climbing to the top of a mountain. BART provided you the environment for that growth and that maturation. Your teachers and families and classmates provided the encouragement and support. And now, we all are looking to see what that world you build is going to be, one for all of us. We who are going to remain after you're gone from this marvelous school, we wish you strength and joy and kindness. We bear the memory of you and all that you accomplished here. You bear also the unmistakable and indelible mark of BART. Be well, be good, and be strong. We see promise in you, and we as a civilization need you. We're eager to live alongside you in that world that you're off to build.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. White. I really loved the idea of celebrating these students right now. And next we get to hear from one of them. One of our core values at BART is reflection. And so we are going to be able to hear some senior reflections. Our next speaker is someone I shared an office with every morning as he worked on the morning announcements. And that would be Will Schrade, who is going to give us his reflection.
My original topic, when I thought about writing a graduation speech, was to use one of my favorite quotes from The Office about the good old days and stuff like that. Then in March, the world started crumbling around us as everything was closed due to COVID-19. And I thought it would be a disservice to my class to not talk about COVID-19 and how it changed my view on 2020. As context, there's a show called Community, and there's this one episode where someone rolls a die and creates 7 different realities. The realities that were most important later in the series was the prime timeline, the best reality, and the darkest timeline, the worst. For a couple of months before 2020, I thought that we were in the prime timeline. For me and others, this felt like that great reality where events were happening the best that they could. Because of this, and because 2020 is such a great number, I thought that it would be a great year. I'm probably not alone, and I'm sure at least half of us thought that this year would be the one to remember. After May, we would all graduate and move on to some of the best times of our life. When 2020 actually came around, we had threats of World War III, Australia burning, Kobe Bryant dying, and Windows 7 support finally ended. When COVID hit and we were told prom, senior week, and senior trip were all canceled, I knew that this wasn't the prime timeline. How could a reality where everything shuts down and people are wondering what is going to happen next doesn't seem like the best reality. But through lots of soul searching and binge watching lots of YouTube, I've come to this thought. We aren't in the prime timeline, and that's fine. I think we all get to the point where we either see things as the best outcome or the most wrong one. And I think we feel like we have more control over our lives when we know which timeline we're in and can try to adjust to it better. We believe that even if things are bad, there's a chance that they can get turned around with something great happening or willing good things to happen. This thinking doesn't allow us to include mediocrity. Sometimes things are just okay, and we aren't in the worst or best reality. Sometimes reality is just between those two extremes, and we have to deal with it. 2020 may not be that great reality we all hope for, but it wasn't the worst. We have to accept that things are just okay and live in the middle of the road. We have to let go of some of that control, telling us that we need to live life to be one extreme or another. I suggest we all take the rest of 2020 as just a mediocre year rather than the dream year we all hoped for or the freak show the last couple of months have been. Maybe if we all let 2020 be an okay year, then maybe, just maybe, we can get back to being in the prime timeline again.
Thank you so much, Will. I will say, and I think I speak for BART when I say we would rather be in this timeline with you and all of you graduates than any prime timeline that's happening out there. Thank you for saying those important, true things. We now have Allison Sanchez, who is going to give us a moment of appreciation.
At this time, I'd like to ask everyone to please join the class of 2020 in acknowledging the dedication put forth by BART faculty and staff. Each year, students are asked to select a BART faculty or staff member who has made an impact on them. For me, this was an impossible choice. My reason was that no one had made an impact on me, but so many had. My weird interactions with Mr. Keogh, especially the I Love New York matching t-shirts and after-school memories, led to the beginning of a new chapter of my life here at BART. They also allowed me to form the new relationships I have now. The support I received from Ms. Mazzelli and Ms. Bouchard during college application is what got me through. I didn't want to answer any more questions at that time. Talking to them in the college office is what made growing up a little less scary. Ms. Shelikova's bright smile in the hallway could make anyone stay. Ms. Mazza talking me off any ledge when I ran into her classroom. Ms. Stack's dedication to keep her hoarding collection intact and her nagging me to be better myself as an art student is everyone in this community has helped me so much and has brought me so much. I could never choose just one. And there's so many people I haven't even listed yet. So thank you. The class of 2020 would like to show our appreciation to the following faculty and staff: Ms. Bouchard, Ms. Calderera, Ms. Shelikova, Mr. Keogh, Ms. Klein, Ms. Lapointe, Ms. Marr, Ms. Mazzelli, Ms. Merrigan, Mr. Trumbull, and Ms. Otroba. To all of you who have made an impact on us throughout these years, don't think a thank you will ever be enough.
These are signs made by the students honoring teachers who have impacted them. This is truly one of my most favorite moments from BART graduation. And it's a sad moment too, to think about them moving on without us, but remember, we're still here. So you need to freak out in the college office. You can do that in the future, I promise. We now have another senior reflection, this time from Grace Krasanik, and then Alyssa Anderson, who will introduce our first faculty speaker.
Hello, everyone. I just want to take a moment to say that I miss all of you, students and teachers alike, and I hope you have all managed to cope with quarantine one way or another. Everyone has been on my mind a lot during these past few months, and I don't know about you, but this separation from school and the rest of society has hit me hard. I miss seeing all of you in class, having deep discussions, eating lunch together in Mr. Trumbull's room, chilling in the cafeteria after we've finished our classes for the day, and most of all, our lighthearted shenanigans. One thing I know we're all missing right now are the plans that we made to end the year off right, namely game night, prom, senior week, and a graduation ceremony where we could all be together and cross the stage, diploma in hand, like the rock stars that we are. It goes without saying that this was not the way we imagined ending our high school career. No one could possibly have predicted this anticlimactic outcome and the struggles that would follow. Yet, despite the barriers that we encountered throughout quarantine, we pushed through them like the mighty warriors that we are. The fact that we are all standing here, about to finally graduate from high school, demonstrates our capability of overcoming any obstacles that stand in our way. Corona may be keeping us indoors, but we met Corona with grit and resilience, and we did not give up, even if we wanted to at times. I can attest that this is a very strong, dedicated, hardworking group of people. And there's not a doubt in my mind that we will be successful in our future endeavors. One thing I love about our class is that we are all unique and we bring our own special talents and skills to the table in any given situation. Especially since the beginning of the year, we have been constantly tested to prove ourselves and show that we are, in fact, ready for life beyond high school. Just to name a few instances, Common App essays, various college applications, mock interviews, resume writing, college classes, volunteering, internships. Shall I go on? Now, with the addition of the pandemic, we conquered our entire portfolio presentation process at our own homes and still managed to produce phenomenal work. To me, these trials have indeed proven that we are scholars worthy to enter the real world, and we are ready to embark on our own journeys. We've come a long way, my friends, and I'm so proud of everything we have accomplished together as a class and individually. You all should be extremely proud of yourselves too. Despite the pandemic and everything it launched in our paths, we continue to persevere with strength and pride. We are making history, and we will continue to make history over the course of our lives. We will be the class to make positive changes that will better our world. We will be the class that approaches new challenges with confidence and determination. We are the class of 2020, and we are stronger together. I wish you all the best of luck wherever your paths take you, and may the odds be ever in your favor. Keep being awesome, everyone.
Unmute. She's unmuted. No, she's not. I have her on unmute. Yeah.
Mute myself. Okay. All right. Hi, guys. My name is Alyssa Anderson, and I'm here to introduce our guest speaker for the graduating class of 2020. My first memory of Ms. Chelikova is one to warm hearts. On the first day of school, my classmates and I filed into her classroom, looking around and noticing the abundance of things she had placed throughout her room. Posters of historical Black creators, motivators, activists, lining the top of 2 whiteboards in the front of the room and wrapping around to line the tops of the windows on the far wall. White lights strung to frame the little ledge that dropped down from the ceiling, and a carpet next to a small shelf stocked with books for students to read. These items already gave me a sense of the year we would have with Ms. Chelikova as our modern history teacher. As we settled into our chairs, she introduced herself. She talked about what our year would look like together, highlighting the diversity of the topics we would explore. She then gave us our first homework assignment, to write a letter introducing ourselves to her. She wanted to hear about our excitement, our fears, and what we thought was important to learn. A little while later, each of us received our letters again. She had taken the time to read each letter with thought and write comments responding to our words. I quickly recognized her dedication to understand each and every one of her students, which is something I will continue to commend. Ms. Chelikova confidently brought us through a wide array of different topics. The Armenian genocide, analyzing the logical fallacies used in Hitler's Mein Kampf, and writing a persuasive argument on our own stance on the ethics of war. She taught us to think in a different light. She believes that history class is about forming your own opinions, not just reading the opinions of others. She taught us to think deeply, uniquely, and out of the box. She loved to push back. She asked questions that made us argue in an aspect that wasn't quite looked at before. Every class with Ms. Chelikova was taught in its own unique way. We no longer learned through reading and annotating. We learned through debates, presentations, group projects, and lots of reflecting on our own values. I say with confidence that Ms. Chelikova taught us to think in a different way. Her lessons showed us daily that history cannot be changed, but the way we choose to apply our knowledge can be the influence on how the future evolves. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Ms. Chelikova as our guest speaker for the class of 2020.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Alyssa, for this wonderful reflection. Class of 2020, thank you for the honor of selecting me as your commencement speaker. Families, friends, teachers, and mentors, thank you for all you have done to support your students, our students, in their journey to this day. We gather today in this unprecedented fashion to commemorate one of the biggest achievements of your life. The pandemic changed how you interact, learn, grieve, and celebrate. It separated you physically, but united you in the spirit of humanity and endurance. Because in defiance to this crisis, you have continued to grow, to nurture, to achieve success, and to support others. Now at this finish line, you can look back and take the most pride you've ever taken in anything you have accomplished. You're graduating from high school during a pandemic. Superheroes have nothing on you. After I found out that I will be addressing you, I started thinking. First, I wrote you a fairy tale about an octopus. Then I wrote you a letter, then a speech. And then I watched your portfolio videos and read your reflections, and I realized that nothing ordinary would do. I wanted to be like you, brave, pushing my boundaries, thinking outside the box. Joy Harjo describes poetry as a river of history moving through the bloodstream of the body. We are now living through major history, the history that will define generations. I decided to write you a poem. I wish it were as powerful as the Nile and as mighty as the Mississippi, to fit the history, the occasion, and you. So I followed the best lead I could find, Dr. Seuss. Class of 2020, I present to you Barton Hears the Who. On the 13th of March, missing friends in their school, in the gloom of the day under crazy new rule, they were sitting, homebound, concerned and uncertain, when Bartons the seniors became rather Spartan. They were strong, They were bright. They were ready for college. They worked hard in their internships, practiced their knowledge. So they wiped away tears and sat up quite straight. They made up their minds. This year will end great. There were mountains to climb. There were schools to explore. There were scholarships, APs, portfolios, and more. There were classes to take. There were essays to write. There was art to create. There were questions to get right. So Barton's the learners got on their phones, downloaded Zoom app that nobody had known, and began distance learning like models of rigor, because no stinking pandemic could lessen their vigor. Soon weeks became months with no end in sight. Barton's the scholars watched the news day and night. The news was disturbing like stories of war, but Barton's the citizens had to know more. Was the curve flattened yet? Are 6 feet wide enough? Andrew Cuomo's sharp briefings gave hope while being rough. Are homemade face masks effective defenses? Will executive powers come back to their senses? Barton's the humans had a lot on their plate, but remember their Spartan idea of late? Our Bartons pushed on, taking deadlines by storm. Their strength and endurance became the new norm. There were other great traits that pressed on at this time, like kindness towards others and friendships that shine. Bartons created, they planted, they ran, they continued to think and to learn and to plan. They reflected, they filmed, they attended their classes. They still cared deeply. They filled others' glasses. As the year progressed with incredible speed, and the plants outside sprouted flowers from seed, and the sun began shining and making days longer, and the sky grew azure, and spirits grew stronger, the traditions were lost. No more senior trip, no prom, no portfolio, no school days to skip. It was sad and so weird to finish this race while being alone with no friends to embrace. But Barton's the thinkers compared their lot with others who made sacrifices and taught them that history happens right now, right here. They're making it all, their class, their peers. They took this confinement as a good chance to grow, to work all cons and to turn them to pros. They were still as committed and to knowledge and kind as they had before COVID entered their minds. Even though some leaders struggle to act, to listen to science, to experts, to facts, Barton's dreamed on, because after all, a dream is a dream, no matter how small. On the 30th of May, in the world full of Zoom, quarantined for some weeks like in movies of doom, they were sitting, enjoying occasions, great joys. Bartons, the symbols of learning and poise. Here ends my poem, my story, and begins yours. When you wake up tomorrow with BART's chapter closed firmly behind you, turn your face to a bright new day and remember how much you have learned about yourself, how much you have learned about others, all the lessons inside the classroom and out in the world, lessons big and small, happy and tragic. I also hope you remember one lesson that you taught me. Through the multitude of your voices and the myriad of your perspectives, you delivered the most powerful lesson of my adult life. Complacency and inaction are actions. To grow to the best of your abilities, to progress to the highest destination of your character, you need to ensure that others can do the same. Never bring anyone down to build yourself up. If you have the privilege to have a choice of saying something, doing something, stopping something, or going on with your life, please choose action. And then who knows, maybe 25 years later, a group of students will approach you and ask, will you do us the honor of being our commencement speaker? And you will hold back tears, say yes, and sit down to write the most poetic version of your life lessons, because the fairy tale about an octopus will still be a very bad idea. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Thank you, Ms. Chelikava. It is so easy to see why the children chose you. I know they're grown-ups. I know I will always call you children because I care about you a lot. That was beautiful. It's time now for a senior reflection by Finley Root.
I could have never anticipated what was in store for me this school year in the beginning. At the start of the year, everything seemed completely normal. I got used to the different schedule of that of a senior, and the shorter school day at first was a tad jarring, but once my college class started, I recognized the need for the extended free time. I looked forward going to school each and every day, and I enjoyed the college class and internship that BART had required me to participate in. Everything had seemed peachy. That was, until COVID-19 broke out. The start of 2020 seemed relatively fine. Meme accounts started posting World War III memes in January, but other than that, all seemed dandy. By February, however, people began to speak more of coronavirus. Jokes started popping up, such as, coronavirus cannot legally enter your body without consent. I would overhear my family and teachers discussing the topic. I would hear, it's just an overhyped fever, and it's not that dangerous. But by March, our teachers started talking to us about it. Miss Bouchard told us how the school values our health, and Dr. Burton how students have been put under quarantine. Quarantine? What did that mean? All I could imagine is those guys in hazmat suits. Was I going to end up like SpongeBob in the episode Fungus Among Us? Trapped inside of a bubble? Well, it's May now, and most of us have been under self-quarantine for over 2 months now. And I can most certainly tell you that this isn't how I wanted to spend the end of my senior year in the slightest. I wanted to go to game night and have fun playing with all my friends. I wanted to go to prom and dance with my girlfriend, and I wanted to get locked in the school for senior lock-in. But perhaps most importantly of all, I wanted to go to senior graduation. To be denied the ability to have an in-person graduation is infuriating. I want to see all my friends in person before the school year ends. I want to see my teachers before the school year ends. And I want my family to watch me as I finish this chapter in my life. This whole situation, quite frankly, is undeniably unfair. However, there's nothing we can do about it. Since I'm here speaking in front of you all, that means that our situation hasn't changed. We're still stuck at home, and we're still unable to attend a real high school graduation. But there's absolutely no reason that we should let this ruin our high school careers. In fact, I believe that we should take this as an opportunity to better ourselves. High school, in essence, is all about becoming an adult, isn't it? So what better way is there for us students to test our independence than by being isolated from society? You and I have been separated thanks to this virus. Peers and peers, family and family, students and teachers. The puzzle we spent so long putting together has been stomped on and disassembled by the little brother of reality, by some petty virus. Now, it's our job as the elder to decide how to deal with the situation. We could stoop to the youngins level and push it around. But what will that amount to? We don't have the power to defeat the virus. The best way that we can deal with this situation is to wait for the virus to make its way home and then rebuild. We are the future after all. If we give up, who will take our place? This virus is a call to action. And how you decide to deal with it is your choice. I will choose to keep going and never give up, as I am a proud member of the class of 2020. And I will use this pandemic to my advantage rather than let it stomp its grubby feet all over me. For I am the stronger one here. I am the one who will stick around to live to see the next decade. I hope that many of you will make the same decision.
Thank you so much, Finley. You truly are the stronger one. You all are. Now we have our final senior reflection by Eduardo Dominguez. As you can probably tell, reflection is a really big deal around here, and something that I learned from Miss Merrigan and so many other adults at BART. Anytime we can take the kids' voices and put them in front of our own, that's what we're gonna do. So, Eduardo, it's your turn.
Hello everyone, my name is Eduardo, and by now you're all graduating. Congratulations! I'm going to record this video again, only this time I'm wearing my cape and gown. My cap, that's right here. And this thing, I forget what it's called. In any case, let's continue. Or well, allow me to introduce you to my speech that I wrote, titled, My Family. Ladies and gentlemen, staff members, the FBI that may or may not be currently spying on us through the internet, and finally, viruses that are neither dead or alive. Welcome to the Class of 2020 graduation ceremony. Before I continue with my small speech, I would like to take this time to congratulate all of you for surviving senior year. I would also like to congratulate the staff members for putting up with us for 4 years. I have no idea how you guys managed to do that. In any case, it feels like it was just yesterday that we entered the front doors of our school for the very first year of high school. Ah, the memories. And ever since that day, we've grown and experienced many wonderful memories together. We're practically family at this point. And just like a family, we've all fought before and hated each other multiple times. And at some points, we really wanted to kill each other. But regardless of those problems, we still supported one another whenever we needed it. When Holden viciously slaughtered Finley's ruler, you know what Holden did? He acted like a true gamer, a true companion, a true friend. And he gave Finley a new ruler. When it was discovered that Will Strayed was in a coma back in 11th grade, you know what we did? We laughed at him. And told him to wake up multiple times, which, hey, eventually he did. I used to always believe that I would never be able to fit right in due to my ethnicity. But after meeting all of you and experiencing many wonderful memories, I finally felt like I belonged here and that I could finally call all of you my friends. You have all done a great job this year, and I'm excited to see you guys. Excuse me. And I'm excited to see what you guys will be able to do in the near future. It's been an honor to be studying with all of you side by side. College might seem like a barrier that is impossible to overcome. But none of you should think that, since we've all overcome even greater barriers before. Overcoming barriers is part of life, and it's up to us to surpass them. Don't let them hold you back. I know far too well that feeling. And at times I did want to give up, but I didn't. I wasn't going to let my barriers hold me back from my success. And you all should do the same thing. And if they ever do hold you back, remember that none of you are alone. We're all here for you, no matter what. We're a family, and a family always sticks together. Thank you all for being with me. My name is Eduardo Dominguez, and I am a proud member of this family. Congratulations to the class of 2020. I wish you all good luck in the near future. Sayonara.
Thank you so much, Eduardo. I loved that so much. We are part of a family, and I loved when you said, if obstacles ever arise, if they do, we are all still here. And I think that's going to be something we all have to hold on to because of the way this ended, that we're going to have to just keep this door open for each other. You might be aware that Mr. Keogh visited each senior at their home to make sure they each got a real life spotlight. Miss Stack caught this footage. She apologizes for a certain move that she made in decorating for this, and that she brought a black curtain to set the stage. And when you see this curtain, instead of saying to yourself, what is that awkward curtain doing on that minivan? What you should do is say, what a beautiful symbol of love and effort. Also, as we hear from our principal, will enjoy music from Misty Blues.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, and now to Mr. Keogh, who I think is just running in from that really last minute trip he had to take all around Berkshire County.
Whew. Can't believe I was able to do that in 3 minutes. Make it back in time for this speech. The wonders of time travel will never cease. Good afternoon, everyone. As principal, I'm given the honor of the last speech at graduation, a chance to talk to students one last time about what it means to receive a BART diploma and share my hopes for their future. The class of 2020 is a special one to me. They are the last class of students I taught before becoming principal. And when I realized that delivering this speech from my house with spotty Wi-Fi and 2 small children would be a risky endeavor, the only place I could think to do it from was this classroom, Du Bois, where you were my students and I was your teacher. I've been thinking about us a lot these days and thought it appropriate to share a memory I have of this class as English students. This group of all the students I've taught was the least satisfied with the endings of novels. Gilgamesh ended too quickly. Okonkwo wouldn't go out like that. There were some of you who thought too many deaths at the end of Hamlet. I've spoken with your current English teacher and she verifies that this is still true. You were always capable of stealing a whole class period, imagining and discussing better and more satisfying endings to these novels. I don't say this as a criticism. A desire for neat and satisfying endings is quintessentially human. The discussions we had at the end of those novels were some of my favorite and demonstrated the creativity and ingenuity of the class. In fact, this memory came to me because that anger around unsatisfying endings is something I've been feeling lately. And from the sounds of your senior reflections, you are too. When I sat down to write this speech, I was certain I had to say something profound about this moment we find ourselves. Some last wise words from old Mr. Keogh that will help us to make sense of this moment. But every time I tried, I found myself feeling angry and frustrated. I hated this stupid virus for taking away the ending I'd planned for us. And ooh, I had planned a doozy. It was going to be filled with more weepy circles and friendly hair tussles than you could count. So instead of writing, I found myself shouting revision suggestions into the wind about ways I would have improved the ending of 2020. First note, get rid of all the pandemic scenes. They were stupid and boring, and they seemed to come out of nowhere. Plus, I felt like it took me away from some of my favorite characters. As comforting as this was, it wasn't getting me anywhere, and it was making me feel more despondent, which was when I realized that eventually in those English classes, we stopped proposing new endings and started dealing with the ones we got. We went back in the text and tried to pull out meaning. When we do this in real life, we call it reflection. And I realized I knew a guy who on occasion espoused the virtues of this act. That guy is me. I'm the one who espouses the virtues of reflection. So I started to do that. I reflected. I went back through our shared text and remembered all the inside jokes about yams and Olive Garden and matching t-shirts that made me laugh but would be meaningless to others. I remembered the time that literature brought us to literal tears. I remembered how we nurtured ourselves through our difficult times. In thinking about this made me feel hopeful. And hopeful isn't something I've felt in a long time. I became hopeful because we had formed a community with a shared language and shared ideas that bridged many of the divides that plague the adult world. And I realized that this community was not exclusive to me. It is why, as we speak, there are dozens of teachers weeping at computer screens. It is why there are countless underclassmen waiting to step into the legacies that you have built here. It pains me to say this, but life is not literature. Our stories will not end when we hop off this Zoom call. We continue to move on. Dr. White is right. Graduations are not only endings, they're beginnings. And this pandemic too will end. For all I know, Dries and Kylie have gotten the science fair band back together and are working on a vaccine as we speak. But if it's not them, someone will figure this out. And then we will return to a world that needs a lot of healing. I am certain that healing will require us to reconnect with people and build the kinds of communities where people can laugh and weep and speak honestly across differences. This class knows how to build these communities. You have been doing it here for the last 4 years. You know the hard work that goes into this, and you have proven willing and capable to put that work in. Knowing that you are entering this world at this time with these skills helped me to think we could be okay. Hope is a powerful feeling, and I thank you for the gift of it. I thank you for the communities that you have built here and the connections that you have made. And I'm optimistic about the ones you will undoubtedly make in the future. Class of 2020, thank you. Good luck. Congratulations. And as always, stay in touch.
That's our guy. Thank you, Principal Keogh. Right now, he is getting ready to present each student and their accomplishments. Students sitting in our virtual auditorium, please stand by for the presentation of your diplomas.
Alyssa Lauren Anderson. Alyssa will be attending the American International College, where she is enrolled in a 6-year doctoral program in physical therapy. She completed course in Fundamentals of Human Disease at Berkshire Community College, interned at Adams Physical Therapy at Mount Greylock Extended Care Facility, Genesis Healthcare. Dries Owen Borsky. Dries will be attending the University of Massachusetts Lowell with an intended major in mechanical engineering. He completed courses in introductory astronomy and the night sky at Berkshire Community College and pre-calculus at Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts. He interned at the Berkshire Innovation Center. Troy Edward Brainerd. Troy will be attending the Plymouth State University with an intended major in meteorology. He completed a course in introductory astronomy and the night sky at Berkshire Community College, interned at Pittsfield Community Television. Austin Douglas Caulfield. Austin will be attending the Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts with an intended major in health science. He completed a course in introductory astronomy and the night sky at Berkshire Community College. He completed a course in the fundamentals of theater design at Berkshire Community College and interned at the Berkshire Museum. Eduardo Alejandro Dominguez Awate. Eduardo will be attending Berkshire Community College with an intended major in engineering. He completed a course in introductory astronomy and the night sky at Berkshire Community College and interned at the Berkshire Museum. Sarah, Sal, Isabel, D. Bethune. Sal will be attending Lesley University with an intended major in fine arts. She completed a course in conversational American Sign Language at Berkshire Community College and interned at Moments House. Gwendolyn Rose Farnsworth. Gwendolyn will be focusing on finishing the writing of her musical and her other creative passions. She completed a course in the fundamentals of theater design at Berkshire Community College and interned at Berkshire Theater Group. Miles Calendish Fippinger. Miles will be attending the University of Massachusetts Lowell with a major in mechanical. Miles will be attending Williams College with an intended major in English. He completed a course in Japanese virtual pop culture at Williams College and interned at the Williamstown Youth Center. Andrew Peter Gilman. Andrew will be attending University of Massachusetts Lowell with a major in mechanical engineering. He completed a course in fundamentals of theater design at Berkshire Community College and interned at the City of Pittsfield, Department of Community Development. Troy David Healy. Troy will be attending Berkshire Community College. He completed a course in introductory astronomy and the night sky at Berkshire Community College and interned at the Berkshire District Attorney's Office. Grace Katrina Krasanik. Grace will be attending the Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts with an intended major in sociology. Completed course in conversational American Sign Language at Berkshire Community College and interned at 18 Degrees. Holden Richard LaRoque. Holden will be attending Framingham State University with an intended major in psychology. He completed a course in introductory astronomy in the night sky at Berkshire's Community College and interned at the Boys and Girls Club of the Berkshires. Brendan, Jacob, Dennison, Marquis. Brendan will be attending Fitchburg State University with an intended major in criminal justice. He completed a course in conversational American Sign Language at Berkshire Community College and interned with the Williamstown Police Department. Riley Ann McGovern. Riley will be attending Berkshire Community College with an intended major of elementary education. She completed a course in elementary statistics at Berkshire Community College and interned at the Berkshire Museum. Danielle, Danny, Catherine, Montgomery. Danny will be attending Plymouth State University, intended major in early childhood education and allied health. She completed a course in conversational American Sign Language at Berkshire Community College and interned at the child care of the Berkshires. William Andrew Peets. William will be attending Emmanuel College with an intended major in nursing. He completed a course in Introduction to Nutrition at Berkshire Community College and interned at the Berkshire Museum. Ashley Pixie Marie Pixley. Ashley will be attending the Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts with an intended major of business administration. She completed a course in business mathematics at Berkshire Community College and interned at the Berkshire Museum. Finley Jude Root. Finley will be attending Berkshire Community College with an intended major in health science. He completed course in Introductory Chemistry 1 at Berkshire Community College and interned at the Berkshire Museum. Luke Leslie Selinovici. Luke will be attending the University of Massachusetts Lowell with an intended major in criminal justice. Luke completed courses in fundamentals of theater design at Berkshire Community College and forensic chemistry at Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts. Luke interned at the Berkshire Museum. Sean Julian Selinovici. Sean will be attending the University of Massachusetts Lowell with an intended major of criminal justice. Sean completed courses in fundamentals of theater design at Berkshire Community College and forensic chemistry at Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts. He interned at the Adams Police Department. Allison Dana Sanchez. Allison will be attending Berkshire Community College with an intended major in engineering. Allison completed course in Introductory Astronomy in the Night Sky at Berkshire Community College. She interned at the Town of Adams Department of Community Development. William George Schrade IV. William will be attending Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute with an intended major in mechanical engineering. He completed courses in Conversational American Sign Language at Berkshire Community College and Introduction to Chemistry at Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts. He interned at Integrated Eco-Strategy. Joshua Lawrence Shoestock. Josh is enlisted in the Army, United States Armed Forces with an intended career 89B. He completed a course in introductory oral communication at Berkshire Community College and interned at the Northern Berkshire EMS. Gianna Maria Sandrini. Gianna will be attending Mount Holyoke College with an intended major in elementary education. She completed courses in Introduction to Nutrition at Berkshire Community College and Forensic Chemistry at Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts. Gianna interned at Williamstown Youth Center. Kylie Sierra Zhu Qing Taylor. Kylie will be attending Providence College with an intended major of environmental biology. She completed courses in Introduction to Nutrition at Berkshire Community College and Forensic Chemistry at Massachusetts College of the Liberal Arts. Kylie interned at Berkshire Environmental Action Team. Nicholas Hong Ming Vigiano. Nick will be attending the University of Massachusetts Amherst with an intended major of psychology. Nick completed courses in Fundamentals of Human Disease at Berkshire Community College and Introduction to Statistics at Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts. He interned at the Berkshire Museum. Philip Ernest Williams. Philip will be attending Castleton University with an intended major archaeology, geography, and applied anthropology. He completed a course in United States history since 1865 at Berkshire Community College and an introduction to sociocultural anthropology at Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts. He interned at the Sterling and Francine Clark Art Institute. Ladies and gentlemen, out there in the world, please give a rousing round of applause so that these students can hear you in their home for Berkshire's Arts and Technologies graduating class of 2020.
Okay. That was amazing. I can't imagine BART without all of you, but I also can't imagine holding you back from the world any longer. And so now I'm gonna put it over to Dr. White, who has a message for our BART families and instructions for our new graduates.
Hello, everybody. Before I talk to our graduates, what I wanted to do is to deliver a message to the families. It's been interesting to see the students, even though sometimes just a bit off center camera, I can see family members. I know that surrounding all of our graduates this year are enormous contributions from family members, from friends, from communities that support these individual students. So right now is important for us to say, while we've been celebrating the students, now is time to celebrate the adults that have gotten the students to this point. We at Berkshire Arts and Technology Charter Public School appreciate all the love and the nurturing, all of the communication, all of the support that you have joined with us in giving to your children, to these students who are going to be so successful. So right now, I have to say thank you very much for all that you've done to get these students to this point right now. Yes, you all deserve a big round of applause. Now, graduates, what you were getting ready to do is you are now entering an academic tradition body that is centuries old. And there are a number of things that are associated with that tradition. One of them, you're wearing the gown. Another is that you're wearing something on your head called a mortarboard. And I know that you've all spent some time decorating your mortarboard. But there's something that's dangling over on the right-hand side that's called a tassel. And the tassel is a sign of accomplishment. If it hangs on the right, it means that that accomplishment is available to you. If it hangs on the left, it means that you have actually attained that accomplishment. You have that achievement. So what I want us to do as an act of presenting you as graduates, I want you to make sure that you have the tassel right now on the right side of your mortarboard. And on the count of 3, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And when we get to 3, I want you to take that tassel, move it to the left-hand side, okay? So here we are all together. 1, 2, 3. Gentlemen, I present to you.
Mine came off.
Oh my
Okay, there we go.
That's so embarrassing. Yay. Oh, okay.
Stop.
Happening gallery.
What?
I'm not muted anymore.
Embarrassing. Caitlin, get them down.
1, 2, 3,
3. And that is what we've got, folks. Thank you so much for coming here and celebrating with us. In defiance of this crisis, we share joy and community today. And that's what we do here at BART. Thank you especially to Miss Stack and Miss Maza, who have been in my ear, making everything happen. All the participants and the contributors. And this concludes our ceremony. This channel on YouTube will have the recording within an hour or 2, so you can see it again. And it will also be on, oh, I have a lot of papers. I did this poorly. I was good till the end, guys. Good to the end. Rebroadcast on NBCTC at some point in the future. We'll send out information about that when we have it. Thank you, everyone. And congratulations again to the class of 2020. Thank you, and congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, everybody.
Wow.
Congratulations.
I'm unmuted now.
Thank you. Love your laugh.
So.
I don't know.
There's my meme.
Let's see some mortarboards.
We're still live.
Let's write your mortarboards together. Didn't you already see them? Well, not that many people.
Hey, everyone, show us some mortar boards.
Here you go.
Pumpkin, pumpkin.
Great.
Oh, wait. Can put back.
Wait.
Yeah, nice battle. Oh, it's Aaron. Okay, we're back.
It's still live though.
That's
Yeah, do the slideshow.
Drop.
Just dancing. Let's just dance around.
Hi, salamander.
There you go, because there's some teachers on there, so you can scroll up and down. No, that wasn't it.
Thanks to you guys. See this on my ball.
All right, seniors, I really mean it. Please stay in touch. This doesn't have to be the end. But I think you got people, real people near you. I saw that need your hugs. So go find them. Thank you so much. This was the weirdest, coolest thing, and it was really nice to be here with you in any of these and this moment right now. So I don't know. Just thank you so much. Please keep emailing even after you get you lose your emails. I can still receive your emails. So email them from all over. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ms. Stack. Thank you, Ms. Sally. Aaron, I'm sorry, Ms. Shalakawa, Ms. Hadaway, Ms. Mazet, like everyone, thank you. This was tremendous and felt good and real to me, and I thank you so much. But also, it's time to log off. Bye.
Bye,
Everybody.